Hi, everybody, and welcome to this webinar. I'll tell you, it just fascinates me. At 75, I'm so excited about doing these things, learning these things, and it just keeps my mind going. But I want to mention a few things before we get started. I want you to hold your questions off till the end because we will be answering all your questions. But I also want you to have a pen and pad handy to take some notes. And remember, after the webinar tomorrow, you'll be getting a link that you could watch this here in your leisure. And I would keep it somewhere on your desktop where you could constantly be referring back to it. I also want to mention here, if any of you that are on this webinar has the responsibility of recruiting other agents or have a large or part of a large agency, send me an email at kenpbg@aol.com that your job is to recruit agents and also that you belong to a large agency. And we'll try to arrange a convenient phone call, and I'll give you some additional ideas that could help you on this. So anyway, let's get started. What I'm going to do is we're going to go over how to turn 62% of the people in your LinkedIn groups into prospects for your business. Okay. Co-hosting this with me is also John Davern because virtual assistant, I use a virtual assistant for everything that I'm going to be showing you here, and it just relieves me from going through the mundane steps in order to create the prospect list and what have you. So here's a little bit of a outline on John Davern, a little bio and what have you. And I'm going to have John speak towards the end of the towards the middle of the webinar, going over why you should be using virtual assistants also. And this is just a little bio about myself. So, again, you can pause this if you want to read it when you get the link. But I want to go over how to increase connections using the new LinkedIn platform. It just seems that large corporations like LinkedIn shoot themselves in the foot. They're always trying to change things that are already working. And it's sometimes to me, they just make it worse. But over the past year, we've all seen several new features in LinkedIn evolving in exciting ways, but also many, many confusing ways. Those of you who might have been at my last webinar that we did on connections, you can't do the connections like you did, like we showed the last time. But the updates on LinkedIn are designed to help people find a job, attract business clients and customers, and build personal brand or just network. Today, we're going to learn how to increase your connections using the new LinkedIn design for prospecting. And I'm going to go over lead generation with you. LinkedIn is more effective for lead generation than Facebook and Twitter. The following are the new ways that you can utilize when to increase your LinkedIn connections. I'll show you how to work your way around the recent LinkedIn changes, and the idea is to make your experience on the site more powerful and user-friendly. Now, there's 3 ways to send connection requests in LinkedIn. The first is the first letter method. Example, AA. All right. The first name method, Adam. The advanced search, which is keyword method, which we're going to go over all 3 of these. But as we go through, those of you who were on the last webinar, I gave you my email, kenpbg@aol.com. If you don't want to reinvent the wheel and want a copy of my first name list that I've created, then just send me an email and I'll send you my list. Okay, so number 1 is sending requests using the first letter. Step 1, you got to go to your home page, and then you click on the right-hand side where they have the 9 different dots on the work, and then you go to groups and you click on groups. So I just circled it there. So you click on groups. Step 3, on the today's highlight page, which shows highlights of the groups in which you belong, on the top left, you click on My Groups. You see it there? I've just circled it. Step 4 is to choose a group that you want to start with. In this example, we will pick the Business Development Group. So we click on that, and then you click on, under the name of the group, you have the number of members, 365,291. You click on that. And this is what's going to show up. Now, everything where you see Director of Sales and Operations, this is all your first level people. So they're not going to be worthwhile for you. So you have to click on Find a Member on the top right-hand side. And that's where you type in the AA. And then you'll get a list of 10 individuals or 5, whatever it is, that are in that group that are with those letters. Now, and then you go to AB, AC, etc., etc. All right? Unfortunately, LinkedIn only displays 10 results per search. You know, before they would show all kinds of second and third levels. But you could do something like type in AA, then AB, AC, and so on. And sort of name variations so you can get other results also. So you type in AA, and you click on Aaron's name, let's say, and you hover over one of the names to see if they're your second or third level connections. And these levels are your target people. Right there, second level. The next is to right-click on the name and click Open in a new tab. All right, it says Open link in a new tab. Then this profile shows up of Aaron. So you click on Connect. Now, then you click on Add a Note to send them a customized message before sending the request. Right there, Add a Note. Now, this is the message that I put together, that I use, that my virtual assistant used for me. If you want to change it, you could change it. But the message is, as a fellow member of our, whatever the name of the group is, I'd like you to accept my request to connect. Please take a few minutes to look at my profile, and I'm sure you will see that I would be an asset as a connection. And then you just type your name and then you click Send Invitation. You repeat this process by going back to the tab you've just opened with the list of members, and you type in the next search term, for example, AB in the search box, after you've gone through the rest of the members. So you type in AB in there now, and then you'll get, you know, the individuals that are beginning with AB. Okay? Now the second way to do it is sending requests using the first name. It's the same process. You go to your home page, you go to Groups on the right-hand side, top right. You click on My Groups. Then you click on the Business Development Group like we were just in. And then you click on the number of members like we did before. But now, where it says Find a Member, you're going to type in John, J-O-H. Or you could type in J-O-H-N. Unfortunately, LinkedIn, again, only has 10 results per search name, but you could do something like typing John in, then Johnny, or Johnson, you know, just different name variations. So when you print up that list of first names, also next to John, to the right of that, just write the extra variations in so that you can get other results too. Like for Ken, you could type in Ken, Kenneth, Kenny. You get the idea though. I put together a common name list that if, again, please email me so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And as you come across a lot of, like if a lot of your market is Spanish dominated, just add the Spanish names that you come across that are not on my list. So just send me an email at kenpbg@aol.com and just ask me to send you the common name list. And all you do is just hover on one of the names to see if they're on your second or third levels, just like you did before. All right? And then you right-click on the name, open up a new tab. Then you click on Connect. Then you click on Add a Note. Paste the message. So again, you've copied the message from a Word document. That's where you have it. And you just click the Send Invitation. You repeat that process by going back to the tab you've opened with the list of members and type in the next search term. For example, Johnson or Johnny in the search box. Now, sending requests using the advanced search function. It's valuable only if you upgrade to at least a premium business account. All right, so if you upgrade to a premium business account, this is what you're going to be using. If you use LinkedIn to search profiles for hiring or prospecting, you will hit a commercial use limit. Once you hit that, you'll not be able to conduct searches without upgrading your account to the premium. And you'll receive a warning and be prompted to try premium for free. The limit is calculated based on your search activity since the first of the calendar month. And it resets as of the first of each month at midnight Pacific Standard Time. So you could click on Try Premium. But there's specific activities that contribute to the limit, and they are searching for LinkedIn profiles on LinkedIn and mobile, browsing LinkedIn profiles using People Also Viewed section, located on the right side of a profile. The following activities do not count towards that limit. Searching profiles by name using the search box, which is what I just went over with you. Browsing your first degree connections from the connection page, and searching for jobs on the jobs page. So, those are the things that are there. And the link down below is the LinkedIn link, which will give you some things that I've just told you right here. But to upgrade your account, click on Try Premium for free, located either when you do a search or have hit the limit. Or it's accessible by clicking on your profile picture on the right-hand side and then just choosing one of these to go along with it. So you'd want to select the plan of $47.99 per month. And it'll be billed annually. But you do get the first month free. And the upgrade will allow you to do unlimited people browsing. And you can view unlimited profiles from search results and suggested profiles up to the third degree. The key here is that the upgrade will allow you to do unlimited people browsing. You can view unlimited profiles from search results and suggested profiles. Premium business features, you can do 15 email messages, business insights, online video courses, who's viewed your profile, unlimited people browsing, and career insights. And then you click on Start My Free Month, and it goes from there. So you click on unlimited people browsing, that's what we want to be able to do. Okay, so step number one, after you've upgraded to premium, you click on, you're going to do the advanced search, so you go to your home page and click on the search bar, which is the top left. As soon as you click on the search bar, the magnifying icon will appear. Click on it to proceed to the advanced search filters. So you click on the magnifying icon. Now what you do on the key right-hand side of the search page, you'll see several search filters such as level of connections, keywords, locations, current companies, and so on. Click on the keywords drop-down arrow to see more filters. So next to keywords, you could get more filters. But what you want to do, all right, is that's where you click on a down arrow for more filters. But the next step is use the first name to search, but this time you add a keyword. For example, check the second and third boxes, I'll give you an example in a minute, to show only those connections. So you want second and third connections. And you want to search for John, so you type John in there. If your keyword is business owner in the title, you could type in business owner. Then you hit the enter and the results will appear. Okay, so second and third level, the name John, and then you click on connect. And then you do the same thing, add a note to the customized message right there, and then you have the customized message that we put together. If you want to write it down now, you can. I'll hold this slide for a minute or so. But it's as a fellow member of the name of the LinkedIn group you're working on, I'd like you to accept my request to connect. Please take a few minutes to look at my profile, and I'm sure you will see that I would be an asset as a connection. Your first and last name. Then you click on send invitation. Okay, I want to go over a few things here about hiring a virtual assistant. All of you realize you're better off making sales than doing the techniques and tasks that I mentioned in my last few webinars, the link and connection messages, meetup, welcome messages, and LinkedIn endorsements, birthdays, congrat messages. And we're going to have more webinars based on this because of the change that is on us. But you want to really think about and consider hiring a virtual assistant to do this for you. Just last month, I just did a analysis on what it cost me to do what I have my virtual assistant to do. And based on what it cost me, I realized a 350% return on my investment. And I'm sure you could get the same thing. But a VA spending a few hours a day to send LinkedIn connection messages, send meetup welcome messages, send LinkedIn endorsement birthdays, congrat messages. They could even set up appointments for you. They could do websites. Just a myriad of things that John will go over in a few minutes. But again, I've been using virtual assistant talent for many years now and found them to be very, very useful. And the VAs can help you grow your network by helping you create and optimize your LinkedIn profile for searchability. In other words, when somebody types in a keyword, your profile pops out. And they can send you connection messages. They can search for and join LinkedIn groups containing your prospects. They can post interesting articles to your LinkedIn groups and on your status. They can set up appointments for you and manage your calendar. They could even create and send out your newsletters. They can manage your contacts and email marketing. They can update your website, website content, blogs. They send out my blog all the time that you receive. They can manage your social media marketing campaigns and accounts. They can increase your website traffic. Now that's important, and search ranking and more. VAs create prospects for you to present your product and services to. So here's a little bit about virtual assistant talent. John, why don't you take over for a few seconds here, and then I'll go over it again.
Sure, thanks, Ken. It's a pleasure to be on the call. Um, so I've been part of Ken's been a long-term client of Virtual Assistant Talent. I also participated in his training and coaching programs, and I started actually using my first virtual assistant back in 2006, and that was to find real estate deals. So I had hired a virtual assistant to do repetitive Craigslist postings and to answer phone calls of people who were interested in possibly selling their property. So my route of starting that was back in 2006, and I did some real estate deals, and later on that evolved into an actual virtual assistant business. So in 2009 I started out Virtual Assistant Talent LLC, and in that time we've hired and trained hundreds of virtual assistants and placed them with customers. And really what we do is we help to handhold them through that process of hiring their first virtual assistant to avoid any pitfalls and to get the best talent. So that's really what the goal is behind Virtual Assistant Talent. So as it applies, for example, to LinkedIn, you know, the task that you saw today, you know, as entrepreneurs work a ton of hours, and I was reading an article in Inc. magazine, and it said entrepreneurs on average work greater than 60 hours per week. And part of the goal, one of the things about hiring a virtual assistant is that you don't have to do it all. You can reduce the number of hours that you have to work in a work week. You can expand your audience and reach your full network of people by having somebody do this, you know, repetitive task on LinkedIn that would take you, you know, possibly an hour, a couple hours a day. Well, you could be spending that time doing something else. But imagine, for example, if you had a virtual assistant do that, and that this is an exact technique that I actually learned from Ken several years ago, actually, and we've refined the process since then. But I've been doing this same process in LinkedIn for 4 years, and I consistently get leads for my business doing this technique. So an example, if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, we can have a virtual assistant help set up your LinkedIn account and create your LinkedIn profile so that it's a good profile that will show up when people search if they're looking for your particular business or your particular industry niche. That if they do you saw the advanced search function, if they're trying to search or find a person to connect with, that your profile will show up. And then the other thing is on a daily basis, initially if you're not involved in any LinkedIn groups, the VA can research what are the best groups for you to join that are going to contain your potential clients or prospects. So they'll actually seek out or search those groups and then join 10 groups per week until you get up to the maximum number. Now LinkedIn does, they revised the number. At one point it was 50, and then they revised the number to about 100 groups. The VA will join a certain number of groups and then work in those groups to connect with additional contacts to build your network and send 25 connection messages per day. So on a weekly basis, 125 connection messages. Could you imagine if with that you're getting out you know, close to over 400 connection messages per month, and just if a small handful of people respond to that, you're already looking at, you know, somewhere between 15 to 25 prospects per month that you have. And then the VA, what they can do is they can go into your account and flag anybody who has a positive response, and then you can follow up for action on that, you know, whether it's you personally or if you designate the VA to do a follow-up. So this is just one example of how you can come up with a standardized work, a repetitive task that you can do that can bring in more leads for your business, and you don't have to do it yourself. You can actually delegate that to somebody else, and what a wonderful thing it is to you know, be able to do that, to save you time, give you more work-life balance, more time with your family. You know, when I was before I had a virtual assistant, I was trying to do everything on my own, and I was working a corporate job. I was doing my real estate business, and there were times where I was only getting 2 to 4 hours of sleep per day. But virtual assistant, the burden does not have to be all on you. You can have that work-life balance. You can come to your inbox, especially when it comes to LinkedIn, with new prospects on a daily basis, and really it can help to transform your life, not just from a work-life balance standpoint, but the ability to really expand your business as well. So people ask, well, how much does it cost to hire a VA or a virtual assistant? If you look at this shows with our company, for non-technical VAs, you can hire a non-technical VA to do like admin work, social media, to manage your Facebook account, your LinkedIn account, to write your blogs. One of the things we do for a lot of customers is we'll have a virtual assistant write the content, for example, for the newsletter. We'll help them set up their Aweber account, their iContact account, MailChimp, Fusionsoft, so that we're sending a newsletter out on a daily basis to that list and helping to build that list. That's something that you can leverage a virtual assistant team to do. So non-technical VAs are at $8.20 per hour, and then you can pick, depending on your need, anywhere from 10 to 40 hours a week or something custom. Now technical VAs are higher. We have that starting at $11.20 an hour. So for example, if somebody wants a website designed or maintained, or you need graphics, let's say you need a company logo, or maybe you need some back-end database program for the site, that's starting at $11.20 an hour. And if you just compare what it would be, I live here in Silicon Valley. There was a web designer that was charging $100 an hour. And can you imagine, if you're a small business owner on a tight budget, being able to, pay for all these things to start up your business? And maybe you had a corporate job and you stopped your corporate job because you're starting your own business. You're on a tight budget. So the beauty of the virtual assistant is it allows you to really expand and work within that tight budget by hiring somebody remotely. So if you're interested, you can go to our website, virtualassistanttalent.com. I do have a promo code for $50 off, save 50 kV, that you can leverage as well during a limited time period. So, one of the things I just wanted to highlight is I have been part of Ken's training program, and it really does matter what activities that you're having the VA do, that those activities are whether it's marketing, that they're doing a good marketing activity. When I was doing this LinkedIn technique, and I was not getting very good results when I initially started it out, and it wasn't until I got some advice from Ken, where he worked with me on the actual messaging that I was sending out, having the VA send out, that I started actually getting results. And just a small tweak in the messaging completely changed the results. And that's the importance of having someone like Ken to help train and guide and answer your different type of questions. And I've certainly benefited over the years tremendously from Ken's training programs, and that's why I think being on this call and talking about VA services, it really does go hand in hand with Ken's training program. I can't thank you enough, Ken, for the difference that you've made in my business. So, with that, I'll turn it back over to you, and you can talk about your training program.
Well, John, I want to thank you for the compliment that you gave me. It really makes me feel good. But let's just go over for a moment the coaching program and a training program. Okay, got to ask you a few questions, and I'll tell you the reason why I created the training program, because you got to ask yourself the question: are you struggling to take your business or career to the next level? Do you feel you have been working harder and harder just to earn the same income you did 5 years ago? Are you worried the increase in competition for other businesses may make it even harder for you to make a living in the industry? Are you disturbed that many of your customers are going to buy directly from your competition via the internet or over the phone, forcing you out of business within a few years? Well, I think I have the answer for you. And this is the road to success, because it's time to transform your life. I will show you in this training program how to double your income within the next 12 months, how to retire and live the lifestyle of your dreams within the next 7 years, how to become a part of the top 1% of all small business owners within the next 5 years. And you're about to discover how you can use the secrets that I had to end your worries and frustrations and to build your million-dollar business and or career quicker and easier than your greatest expectations. Here's the training program. You get access to my wealth building, my wealth of knowledge from years of experience on how I created over 6 million customers. And I'll show you the success on how to build your business fast with this new training program and platform. And here's what you get. You get 42 modules. It's going to be a PDF ebook format, and also I have it converted to MP3 audio download available, and it's great. There's a software program. I sound like I'm an Englishman, so it's really great software, and you might investigate it yourself if you want to try to do something like that. But you also get 40 hours of pre-recorded coaching calls on key topics pertinent to building your business. And you get 2 months of VIP coaching calls with me where you can ask any pressing questions about your business that you need answers for. And on top of that, John is going to give you a $150 voucher for virtual assistant services so that you can try out VA talent and build your business fast without having to put all of your time into it. But under the 42, you're going to have step-by-step modules. You got 42 comprehensive training modules with downloads available. Like, for example, some of the modules. This is what the membership site looks like on the right-hand side. But the greatest sale, you're going to learn modules on the greatest sales secrets in turning quotes into sales, or creating a business plan to guarantee your long-term success, or the amazing system for getting referrals from customers and people you meet every day. In the industry, people have told me this is the best referral system that they've ever seen, bar none. And it also has a module in positioning yourself as the expert in your field. Also, putting your business on autopilot so you can make money while you lie on a beach like I normally do. And you could, or another module, turning your existing customers into advocates who will bring in new business for you. Or another module, learning that 20% that generate 80% of your income. Another one is how to create an effective website and use it to generate qualified leads. Another module, advertising your way to success while saving up to 80% of the costs. And another module, how to make your customers bond with you so they will never, ever go to your competition. I mean, that's just a few of the modules out of the 42 that I'll be going over with. But let's go over the recorded coaching calls, because these are very important also, because I had over 40 hours of question and answer sessions with my subscribers to my old coaching program that I had. And they were always asking questions, and I gave them honest to God answers. But some of the questions that were asked that I gave some of the topics I cover is the power of autoresponders and the magic of email, or what I recommend to do for generating leads and getting referrals, or how to work with a virtual assistant to build your database, or the fascinating tricks to profit from LinkedIn and meetup groups, or making an elevator speech that will get you appointments, how to create the ideal prospect and follow up with them every single month, and the 7 points of contact and what to do when you get a no, and how to work your way around certain LinkedIn changes, or using the ADA formula as the best way to promote your website. I mean, just fascinating questions that were asked. But here's the sneak peek inside the training platform. The Build Your Business training program is divided into 13 sections, with each section having a general theme and multiple modules within each section. As an example, section 1 is all about list building and how to make your database work for you. So you've got one of the modules is how to turn your database into your personal gold mine. And then another one, how to turn your current customers into advocates so they bring new customers to you all the time. I mean, that's just an example of what's in there. All right, so when you click on module 1, all right, every module has a PDF that you can download and read, and a computer-generated text to audio that you can download and listen to any time. So you click on module 1, and immediately you click on section 1, and then you click on module 1, and you click on where it says module 1 ebook, click to download module ebook, and then down below that is the module recording. My suggestion to you is to create on your desktop a Ken Varga folder where you could save all of these as you get them into that folder so that you could constantly be referring back to it. So you get to get 42 training modules in PDF format and also converted, all right, to MP3. Now, you could listen to it, you know, in your leisure, whatever you're working out. I have listened to recordings 5 to 6 times, and every new time I listen to it, I hear something that it didn't register the last time I was in there. All right, but you're also going to, in section 13 tab is the coaching calls tab. Just click on it and you'll see an archive of my pre-recorded coaching calls, over 40 hours worth, on topics that have come up and questions and answers on how you can build your business fast and create more customers. Okay, everybody, I've always said you should always have testimonials. Everybody knows Brian Tracy. Take a minute and just read what Brian Tracy has said about me. Or when you get the recording, you can pause it and read it. Here's from Mark Victor Hansen, co-author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. Okay, and here's from my dear friend Dan Kennedy. I just want to tell you the third sentence where he says, Ken mostly through direct marketing and direct response, where he says makes so much money they have a person in Washington designated to try and figure out how to get more taxes out of them. Dan was just being facetious there. There is nobody in Washington that's doing that. Okay, so let's go on. Your investment in a program, all right, I have it priced at $1,497. Be one of the first 100 to purchase, and you get 2 extra bonuses. You get 2 months of live coaching calls with me. I'll answer any questions you have about flooding your business with customers. You'll get to learn what challenges your colleagues are also facing and how you too can conquer those challenges. And bonus number 2, John, why don't you just mention bonus number 2? We'll leave my screen here.
Yeah, so the second bonus is probably the biggest discount that I've ever offered on trying out virtual assistant services. So the first is if you want to try out the VA services for a week, there's a $50 voucher where you can apply that towards any of our weekly subscription plans. And it's basically allowing you to get the virtual assistant at cost. Then after you try it out for a week, then you can apply a $150 coupon voucher towards any of our monthly subscription plans and try out the VA services. The VAs, when you hire a virtual assistant, they do come with a calling plan. So we have a local phone number, and US, Canada, or whatever country that you're in, as long as a calling plan is available, a calling plan, so it makes it easy for you to contact the VA. And then we also set the virtual assistant up with a work monitoring software so that it's recording screen captures as they're doing the work. As long as you're comfortable with that, that's the way that we manage the virtual assistant to make sure that their time is productive for whatever time that you're getting billed for. So that's the bonus. It has a value of $200.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
But this is going to be, I have to offer you, everybody that's on this call, a special webinar discount of $500 off. So your investment in this program will only be $997. But there's extra bonuses too. I'm going to add 2 extra months, which will make 4 months of coaching calls, which has a total value of $4,994. All right, you get full access to the 42 training modules in PDF, ebook, and converted MP3, 40 hours of coaching calls, and I also have a no-risk 30-day money-back guarantee. All right, so get started on growing your revenues by clicking on the button below. Start learning today and get more customers than you could possibly handle. Now, there's an extra special bonus that John's going to add on here. John, why don't you just mention this bonus here?
Yeah, sure. So the other bonus that's been added is a webinar on how to successfully outsource tasks and manage your first virtual assistant. So on that call, I'm going to talk about the best ways and methods on how you can successfully delegate tasks to a virtual assistant, what to do, what not to do, the common pitfalls of outsourcing and things to avoid, how to navigate through cultural differences, communication. I'm also going to discuss with you how you can develop standardized work so you can set up daily tasks for the VA to do weekly and monthly tasks, as well as leverage what the best project management and communication tools that you can use in managing a virtual workforce. So on that call, it's going to be myself as well as key members of my team that are based out in the Philippines are going to be on that call, and the call has a value of $350.
All right, thank you, John. So that's a great value there, let me tell you. So here's the special webinar discount of $500. You get all these bonuses, but you also get the a virtual assistant coupon and vouchers, a value of $200. They're good till September 15th, but the value of this, so the total special discount bonus value is $6,044. All right, so here's the link. So write it down. I'll pause it for a moment. So this is the link if you're in a small business owner. I'll be giving you the link if you're in the insurance industry or financial industry in a moment, and also if you're in network marketing, a different link. So you want to do buildyourbusinessfast.com, and in the promo code, save 500 KV. So here's the 2 of them for network marketing and for insurance agents. So for network marketing, it's buildyourdownlinefast.com. For the insurance agents and financial arena, buildyourpracticefast.com, and the promo code is save 500 KV. All right, so now if anybody has questions, I'll be happy to just go over the questions with them, and we could go from there.
Okay, so we'll check for questions. So there's a few different ways that you can ask a question. First way would be if you just simply type a question in the chat box and submit. A second way to ask a question is there's a questions panel, and you can submit a question in the question panel. And then a third method would be if you raise your hand. I have an attendee list of all the attendees. If you raise your hand, I can unmute you, and then you can ask a question, that way as well. So those are the 3 methods. If there's anybody that has any questions, while we're waiting as well, I'm going to just show something really quickly. The Build Your Business Fast Training Academy, just to kind of show you what it looks like. If you sign up for the program, you're going to when you're signing up, you'll select a password, and then you'll get emailed a access to the site. And there's a welcome video with Ken. There's an overview of the course, so he does a video on that course overview, and then the schedule. If you click on the schedule tab, it talks about the modules and what's included in each of the modules. It also has, the idea is to go through and pace yourself, go through a module per week, because the key to these things is implementing, not just going through, but actually implementing. And then we have our first coaching call, which is going to be on Wednesday, September 27th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And then you go through some more of the modules and sections, and then it has the second coaching call, which is going to be on Wednesday. These coaching calls, by the way, are going to be recorded, so that if you miss those calls, you'll be able to play them back. Then the third coaching call is going to be in November, and then the last coaching call is in December. So during that time period, you should be able to get through all the modules, and as you go through the modules, you'll be able to ask any questions that may come up as you go through the modules. Just to take a look very quickly, the sections are divided by different types of themes or topics, and you'll be able to see the module. If you click on the module, you'll be able to download the PDF file and then to download the audio. I just actually over the weekend downloaded module 1 and module 2, and as I was going to the store, I listened to it, and it's amazing. You know, just going through that, it talked about, I think it was in the first module, about surveying customers, and just, you know, amazing gems that you get out of each and every one of these modules of things that you can implement right now into your business. The last part here is the coaching call database of all the different coaching calls. So you have the schedule of the live coaching calls, and then if you click on the coaching call replays, this is 40 hours worth of coaching calls, and it's organized here so you can see what is the topic that's discussed in that coaching call, and then some highlights from that call, so you can kind of scroll down and see, is there a particular topic that you're struggling with, how to leverage your unique selling point and proposition. You can click on that, and that goes over that call. How do you deal with objections? So all kinds of different topics that can be helpful to you in your business. And then if you have any questions, there's a contact us where you can submit that, and this goes to Ken. And if you have any questions that you want to bring up for the coaching calls, this is also a way to submit those questions so that those can be addressed on the coaching calls. So that's kind of a quick overview of the system. And again, if you have any questions after the call as well, you can certainly email or submit a question, you know, to Ken on these on the coaching call as well. So if you fill out the contact us form, again, that's for any issues you might have with the website or submitting your questions for the coaching calls. So that's pretty much a quick overview of the system. Any last call on any questions?
Okay, John, I see a couple of questions on the right-hand side. Why am I muted, from Bill? Initially, we had everybody muted, but if you want to ask a question, you could put it on the right-hand side or click on the raise your hand, and we'll be glad to unmute you. And a question is, are they all offshore, from Vic? Yes, they are. They're all from the Philippines.
Okay. Yep, that's correct. Yep, they're in the Philippines, and one of the reasons why Philippines, I chose Philippines was actually was where my first virtual assistant was from, and in Philippines, that's part of their course curriculum to learn English. Their classes are taught in English, so that's one of the key benefits of hiring somebody from the Philippines is the fluency in English. So.
Okay, so I want to thank everybody for spending the time. Like I said, you'll be getting a link tomorrow where you can watch this webinar extensively in your leisure. Uh, I want to thank you all, and like I said, if you have any questions or anything I can help you with, just send me an email at Ken, K-E-N, Peter Boy Girl, PBG, at AOL.com. So again, thank you everybody, and I look forward to talking to you again the next time.